Waris is saying, why has there never been a Persian Nobel Prize winner in the sciences, economics, and literature? Yet there has been over 900 Jewish Nobel laureates. Is it due to relative? I'm not going to say that because YouTube might think I'm doing something controversial, which we know we don't want YouTube to think that. So I'm just, guys, read it on the screen, okay? And due to relative that differences, it might be, but if it is, the main question, what people should understand is that if it is, it could be environmental and cultural, right? Like those differences is not explained by genetics, right? Those differences do exist. I don't know if that's the reason, but the effect, the reason why those differences exist is largely environmental. You guys understand? Environmental as in cultural, socioeconomics, and stuff like that. So it's interesting because a lot of people think that if you say that it's environmental, you're denying the hereditary nature of that attribute, which I'm not. Something could be completely hereditary, but at the same time completely distributed evenly amongst separate ethnicities, right? So for example, there could be a trait, like let's call it trait A, okay, which if your parents have more of that, then the offsprings are more likely to have it, right? So this trait A is completely correlated with heredity, but even if it's correlated with it's genetical, it could be completely genetical, but something that is genetical could still be evenly distributed if you adjust for environmental factor among different population groups or ethnic groups or whatever you want to call it, right? So when you say Jewish Nobel laureates, you're talking about a group of people that have been so heavily prosecuted. And I'm just going to give you a hypothesis. I have no reason to believe that this is true other than coming up with one scenario, right? You're talking about a group of people that have been so heavily persecuted and a group of people that have been obsessed with keeping themselves, their identity living. And the way to do that without a nation and without an army was to maintain a set of skills that would keep them relevant throughout history. Okay, this makes them develop a certain culture which makes them skillful in finances or politics or negotiation or trade and reading. And this is just a group of people that seems to, wherever they go, to have enemies, and they have no army to defend them. So making themselves valuable could be considered a very important defense mechanism, right? And therefore there are certain things that would just seep into their culture and have multi-generational effects that might have. By the way, the group of people that you're saying when you're talking about Jewish Nobel laureates, they don't have more Jewish Nobel laureates compared to just Persian people. They have more Jewish Nobel laureates compared to every group of people, right? Like they outperform every group of people, right? So it could be completely cultural. I mean, even that the thing that you're mentioning, I know it's genetical, but it's also environmental, and it could be the environmental factors have been proven to be way more influential, like way more influential when it comes to the difference between Not when it comes to the difference between individuals. No, maybe the genetics have a lot more influence, but the difference between ethnic groups in that aspect has been completely explained by either 100% or something close to it by environmental factors. Do you understand what I'm saying, right? I hope you understand what I'm saying. Was that a good answer? Were you satisfied? Were you satisfied with this answer, Waris?
Hey guys, if you're a fan of Blasphemy and Sexy Callie, like me, then you need to be sure to subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below. Because if you subscribe, we will send you a free copy of our Blasphemous Art ebook. And let me tell you, it is the tastiest blasphemy that you can find anywhere available today. And we are so generous with our blasphemy that we continue to send you more blasphemy every week. So make sure to subscribe, link in the description below.